Greetings, cinephiles. Are you looking for a movie analysis podcast that stands above the rest? Then look no further than Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters.
We analyze good movies, we analyze bad movies, and yes, we also analyze the in-betweens of the world of cinema.
So if you like what you hear, find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
And yes, my friends, we are 420 friendly. So when you listen to us, smoke it if you've got it. And now, here's a new episode of Collateral Gaming. The show starts right now.
Tonight on the bonus round, Cam from the Jacked Up Review Show podcast joins us to analyze Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. So stick around, folks. The show starts right now. Welcome to Collateral Gaming Bonus Round. I'm Ashley Chancellor.
I'm Megan Gomez.
I'm Cam. And holy shit, we got an impossible mission to tackle.
And yes, my friends, we are a 420 friendly podcast, so whatever you have, smoke it if you've got it. Cam, thank you so much for joining us today. I think you are our first guest on the bonus round.
Okay. Thank you.
No, that's not true.
It's a party.
That's not true. Dan was on the bonus round, but
I was
still.
going to say, Dan was on the Zelda Maps one, right?
Yeah, but still,
Poor Dan.
super happy to have you. And I mean, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty, something that's been kind of overdue for us.
A little bit. I mean, we kind of touch on it a little bit in gaming news. I know I do. But I know it's something that the listeners have wanted for a little bit of a while, so we're finally going to indulge you guys.
Something about it.
Oh, God, it's just, I have bones to pick, so I mean, I'll get into, like, why I'm happy about the latest game, but also I have a lot of bones to pick, like, enough for, like, 10 turkey wishbones. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so yeah, specifically we are going to be talking about the new Modern Warfare 2 game, that is Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, not to be confused with the original Modern Warfare 2 in 2000 something.
When was Modern Warfare 2 the first one?
Okay, so the first one was 07.
Well, I figured you would know, Mr. Genius. Alan's in the background, guys. He doesn't feel like indulging us with his voice today.
2009.
2009. I was close.
Right,
Darn.
Cool,
I'm normally really good at this.
So the 2010s were about to hit us, and we were still stuck up on Snobby. We got the answers to everything. War on terror, everything's great.
This was the highlight of the 2000s with the chunky belts.
MySpace is totally going to be a thing.
Oh, poor MySpace. You didn't have to do MySpace dirty like that.
I liked it too. I downloaded plenty of indie LA rock bands out there. I'm just saying, we thought we had all the answers. We had ego. We were like, hey, there's not going to be this thing called TikTok and Instagram taking over.
But yes,
I love TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is fun every once in a
while.
while.
Not bashing either. I'm just saying, 2000s, we were like, live.
It was
Call
a different
of Duty.
time.
Yeah, very different time.
But yeah, no, we're actually going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2 2022. But before we get into that, we do have a guest, so it is somewhat traditional for us to give you a spot to kind of talk about your show, the Jacked Up Review Podcast.
Yes. So we just decided a lot of stuff was just kind of just mentally eating us, and we're just like, hey, we got all our jobs. We all want to talk about our various movies, shows, and music bands, and just give you a bit of a pop culture history on it. Hell, even talk about the best and worst restaurants by type. And so we wanted to just kind of just analyze that area of pop culture while also kind of just having a cool talking ground for everything. And we were just liking the feedback we were getting on some of the just underseen kind of movies and franchises and shows. You're like, oh, well, cool. We thought we were the only fans on who had played it, or seen it or knew about this game, and it's just very interesting when you get that kind of just sit down and everyone's coming together, and you don't feel alone anymore. It's just fun, and we needed that kind of mental boost during COVID, and perfect timing.
Hell yeah. So wait, you started during the pandemic?
Yeah, 2019, and then when it hit, it's like we got to keep up with it because we're going to be at home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we started kind of just prior to the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and yeah.
But you weren't going to give it up. You're already in the thick of it.
No, we figured out our Zoom situation, which is why we're here today.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we figured it out really quick. I mean, there was a couple times when like we definitely wanted to go, and like especially because Ash and I were so close, we wanted to go hang out. But there were situations where people were immunocompromised, and I unfortunately worked for a primary care physician, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that I couldn't be near people that were immunocompromised because I didn't want to be like, here's COVID, you're welcome. So we definitely figured it out over Zoom and Skype and stuff. And there was a lot of times when it was like, especially working in the midst of the pandemic, because a lot of people got laid off or were working from home and had that ability. It was nice to be able to like come home and decompress with my guys from the podcast and just chat about fucking video games, because there was a lot coming out at the time, and there still is, and there's still so much to talk about.
1,000%. So you guys had even more, just like a little extra time. You already knew what you liked and didn't like about this whole deal, and you're just ready to leap into it.
Ash is very type A. He is like, we need to have this ready and we need to be good to go, which like sometimes I feel like I'm his type B, but there's also times when I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's plan 7 fucking seasons. Like
just do it. Yeah.
I'm terrible sometimes though. I'm like, yeah, I need to play this game. It's been like a month and a half and I still haven't started it yet.
Been able to play it.
Yeah.
Steam, where would we be without Steam or any other digital?
Yeah, or the PlayStation Plus catalog. That is
PlayStation
Plus.
Yeah, all the OGs.
I have the PlayStation and the Xbox Game Pass. Why did I forget the name of that? It's been a long day. I can't tell.
No.
Yeah, Ash and I are both. There's a lot of people out there that they're like, oh well, like this is the type of gaming you need to play, especially with COD. There is a big like dispute between like, oh well, PC gaming is better, and then it's like, oh, like Xbox gaming controller is elite, and I'm like, gaming is fucking gaming, bitch. Shut up. Like I cannot handle it.
You see a little more in the 4K remaster of this Blu-ray, but it's got the same shit.
Okay.
So you want me to pay $30 for more shit when I already got the same shit?
I will say though, my performance. Okay, so I'll jump into this and say that I'm not really that great at first-person shooters. I mean, I'm competent.
You're saying that like that's a crime. Be you, dude. Be you.
Okay, I feel like it's a crime because whenever you jump into a multiplayer game, people start yelling at you. I just had to.
Yeah, they're like, "Get good, scrub."
And I'm like, "Listen, I'm just trying to have fun, my guy. Like, lay off me." But anyway, so
some gamers are bumbling dummies. I didn't say all. I said some.
I wasn't very good at this game initially, and then I got a PS5 very recently, and I will say my performance has increased by quite a bit just having a good console.
Yeah, that happened.
But are you sure, or are you just feeling accepted?
Maybe.
Maybe they're just being nice.
Oh, I still mute everybody because I don't want to hear it.
Oh my god! Every time I try and join a lobby, especially because like whenever I get really excited, like my accent drops, and they're like, "Oh, what's up, little Miss Southern thing? Why don't you go in the kitchen and make me fucking sandwich?" I'm like, "How old is this fucking line? Are we done? Are we done?" Childhood insults and the Mean Girls ended in 2004. Can we stop?
I just don't want to hear the fucking trap music just playing. Like, listen, if I wanted to listen to music, I'd put it on. I don't want to listen to your music while I'm playing this. Sorry.
The only time I like that is like in Warzone. You can just be sitting there and then all of a sudden some fucking guy goes by on the train and he's playing like fucking Tutuk Tutuk or something and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I had to stop using the online campaign, especially when there's always a teabagger and it's just like, for fucking real. Now you're not doing that to be funny. Now you're not doing that to even be a douche. You are just scum of the earth. Just stop.
Yeah.
Contribute.
The maggot under the barrel. You're not even
being
in
that
the barrel.
person in the corner who's just poking people while doing all these other what would be a real life war crime. Just chill, join the game, be part of the action instead of being that one dickhead who's.
My favorite is the campers. I love sneaking up on campers and just annihilating them.
That's fun, but I just mean just the ones who are just like constantly, like you say, just how old are you? And you know all these words in the cursing dictionary. I'm sorry. I've just had some ones where it's just like, and then the whole Call of Duty versus Gears of War versus Medal of Honor versus Battlefield. Right. It's just like, can we just agree to disagree? You don't have to like it all. I mean, for fuck's sake, there's people who again, with all these kinds of geekdom, and this is why I like this. They don't understand why one doesn't like the other, or how they couldn't like both or hate both. It's just amazing to me how we get into this trivial matters. It's like, just have fun.
It's about having fun, right? I think that's something that's been lost.
Like Star Trek or Lord of the Rings, but hate Star Wars. That's fine.
That's fine.
We accept all your geekdoms. Come here. Come have fun.
You like PlayStation, or you like Xbox, or you like PC.
You like Walking Dead, but hate George Romero. Well, that's a hot take, but whatever. I'm gonna accept you anyway. It's just I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's especially, being a woman in the gamer community. This is something I've talked about a lot. It's a lot of testosterone, and a lot of these guys just get off of work, or they're finishing up after class, and they just they go to town. And it's a way for people to be aggressive and relax, because a lot of these people, their prefrontal cortex is not completely formed yet. So but I mean, that's one of the things
they feel like they can get away with it because, it's gaming, it's not meant to be real. I'm like, yeah, but you're saying some fucked up shit.
You're saying some anti-Semitic shit. Like, stop, bro.
Excuse me?
It's happened. I've heard it. I've heard a lot of it.
I don't doubt it. That's why I mute. I don't even fucking listen to it. I just kind of zone in, and I'm like, listen, I'm just going to try to be as good as I possibly can, because these people are fast. They will snipe you out of nowhere. And so I jump into like this multiplayer game, and I'm just trying to figure this out. I don't know it nearly as much as anybody else does. I'm not even going to touch ranked play, because fuck that. Motherfuckers are way too serious on ranked play.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it when you encounter the ones who are like, stop looking at my screen, and they're clearly looking at yours. It's like, yeah, sure, okay, do as I say, not as I do. I get it. I can't look at your screen, but you can't look at mine. Or I can't look at yours.
There's a lot of different. That's the community of COD, though. Is like, it's a toxic community. We all know that. It is radioactive waste in the middle of it. Is the really elephant foot in Chernobyl.
And I say that as a fan, but that's just it too. Everyone acts like, I'm a fan, therefore I can't say it. I'm like, yes, you can. Do the right thing.
Yeah, no, we like that's the precursor coming into COD, is that it's toxic, but it's something that you accept because you continue to play the games. Now, me personally, I haven't played as much. Like I said, I have some bones to pick, but guys. Yeah. Like I got kind of tired of it for a while. Not only because like I don't really play multiplayer that often anymore. I'm more of a storyline gamer anyways. Yeah, my husband and I would rather, we play Left 4 Dead a lot.
And if they're just sniping in the corner and calling in the airstrike, then it's like, okay, come out here. You are a coward with no shame or just face. This is like, get out here.
Okay, in defense though, isn't it really satisfying when you find a really good spot where there's like only one entrance, and you just you lay a proximity mine down, and you just snipe from the window, and it's like,
absolutely.
Those are fun too.
That's the way I play, bro.
They're not going for the detonator. They're going for just based off,
My shit is running around like I don't give a fuck and blasting a goddamn shotgun. I don't give a shit. I will sneak up on your ass and you won't know I'm there, and shotgun to the ass. I don't give a fuck.
It'd be even better if like you went the whole round like walking through with a sniper rifle, and then at the very end you take out like the biggest, most ridiculous like what's supposed to be long range gun and do it up close.
I do that. I do that with a grenade launcher all the time.
Oh, even better. Everybody goes up.
Yeah, everyone gets pissed.
I've gotten actually pretty okay at like pulling the sniper rifle out like mid combat, just like in the middle of a
just
fucking
the short scoping
and just or no scoping.
And kudos to the voice cast. That was really the fun of it for me, was just hearing people like Patrick Warburton and
Yeah,
all these
that was the
cult
reason why I
actors.
wanted to talk about this game, because like COD isn't known for its storyline, but these characters like Price and Ghost and all of them, not only are
Every
they now
other-
viral on TikTok and they are a woman's wet dream apparently because they wear a fucking mask, but the amount of fucking
Oh.
thirst traps I've seen of Ghost on TikTok, sir, madam, whatever. Stop. Like, I'm like, don't romanticize my, like, I get it, you know, and it's like whatever. It's like
Are
people
they just doing
romanticizing
the
the Mandalorian.
typical?
Yeah.
Oh, is
It's
that
like-
what it's the equivalent of? I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
They do
All I knew
so
is
many edits. They're like, oh, you know, like, oh, show my face, and it's like, you know, all sorts of shit. But what I really like loved about this game was the fact that it had a very intense storyline, and they actually worked very hard to make a good storyline for this game. Because like, there hasn't been a good one in my opinion since Advanced Warfare.
Oh, totally. And all the Easter eggs, you know, when I had played some of the earlier ones, never completed them, but you knew it was fun at first because they had, again, just these epic narrations, and like the Medal of Honor, it was World War II base, you did the whole sabotage, dress up as a German officer, infiltrate. But when Modern Warfare, that came out, it was a perfect, it came with most PS3s that were pre-ordered, and it was, you instantly got all the references, even if you hadn't seen that so-called action blockbuster. You're like, oh my god, it's a Crimson Tide, that's another Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, there's a lot of good voice acting and mocapping and a lot of good intense storyline in this game, and I really enjoyed it as a storyline gamer. Predominantly, that's a lot of what we talk about on our podcast. And
every other person, like the Wishmaster is like the voice of this recurring Russian guy, the Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers, Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, are like the recent add-ons to the ongoing ones. Is just amazing how, but with the very first one, you get to hear Patrick Warburton playing a cowardly soldier. And you're just like, that is amazing. The man of 1,000 voices. I get to hear him play.
Oh, I love Patrick Warburton. But yeah, the performances in this are pretty good.
Every other German is like a person, and you look at their credit, and there's like Ensign on NCIS, recurring Russian terrorist on 24, and you're like, so they're set for life because they're now, one of them got to play the main asshole who sets off that ginormous bomb that you interact with.
Yeah,
the giant football nuke.
Yeah, the performances are pretty good.
And they look just like their character because they're using motion capture.
Yeah, the mocaps are good. I mean, the graphics are great. The actors.
Tony Todd's in there as a brigadier general or some shit.
But the internet has gone crazy over the Ghost character, right?
Is it just because it's infamous, or?
Well, not only that, like everyone was so excited to see Ghost again because, the original storyline with the first two games, but also like, I don't know what it is. I think it's the Mandalorian personally, but a lot of women are going very fucking crazy for a masked man with a deep voice. It's a thing. It's a whole ass thing.
I thought it was just a mask. I didn't know it. It's a territory with the helmet.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. But also, I think just the elements of being able to connect to the character and kind of, you do understand Ghost a little bit, and you get a little bit more of his narrative. And obviously the squad gets hunted down, and there's all of these elements that get added to it that just he blew the fuck up. Like I saw a person on TikTok made a glass, like 3 panes of bulletproof glass, and they hammered his face into the glass panel. It's beautiful, but I was like, that's a lot of fucking dedication. But it's so cool that a lot of gaming finally gets this kind of recognition, because for the longest time we were considered the nerds, the fucking outcasts and shit, and now it's like games like this are dropping and everyone's into it. And I love that. Love the sense of community. I love that everybody's connecting over this game, especially in a community that is super fucking toxic. Like the fact that we can all be like, fucking Ghost, bro, fucking Ghost. Like I love that shit. Love that shit.
Yeah. I also liked the very, the variety of missions that are available in the campaign. Like I love how it would shift from like, and I didn't go all the way through it, but I maybe got there like halfway through it. And I loved how, 1 minute you're kind of doing this like stealth mission, and then the next
you choose
minute,
the mode too. Like arcade mode was always a blast, because at that point they're like, okay, well, so we know by now you have gone through this on different difficulties. So now we're going to give you different barriers. And there's always going to be one asshole who will snipe you at the last minute. Break your score.
The only thing is, have they done a prop hunt on this one yet? That's my personal favorite mode of COD ever. Prop hunt is my shit.
So which one is that? Is that the where you're just like in fearmonger mode? You're just like, just
no, you're an object. You have to hide as an object.
Oh shit!
That's my favorite. That is the best. Like I remember playing Black Ops 4, and like being able to just do the prop hunt when they had it seasonally. That was like getting up. Like I'm saying this because I am like the whitest person in the room at all times. That is like getting a pumpkin spice latte during pumpkin spice latte season. That is my shit right there. That is my shit right there. I'm like, prop hunt, fucking prop hunt. I will scream from the other room. My husband's like, what? I'm like, fucking prop hunt right now. Get on your Xbox. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. He's like, yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. So you get to be the woman of the house as well as the brigadier general sergeant.
Oh, we're both. We butt heads a lot.
What fictional rank do you guys say? Is it lieutenant?
Well, he was army, so in
don't
his
call
mind,
me ma'am.
Yeah. Oh well, no. He says yes, ma'am. I say yes, sir. In situations like that, we're very comedic with each other. We're not very serious.
Funny. Have you ever?
You can ask Ash.
To him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Have you ever responded to him like improperly? Like he says, "I won't happen again," and you'll be like, "Yes, ma'am."
No, but I will sit there and go. I go, whatever you tell me, drill sergeant. Love that.
I'm joining the army now, Mr. Reagan. Woo-wee.
Yeah, no, we're very much. You can ask Ash. We are not serious people. We take life as a giant fucking joke. We're not the type to be serious ever, and we just are giant goofballs.
That's the only way to be, and I wish more Call of Duty players realize that. Like
instead of
like
going
the guy in the
too
bunny
far,
suit.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the guy in the bunny suit?
Never seen the guy in the bunny suit, but
He's
will
so
confess,
funny. Oh my god, he'll ride
is this
around.
An actual thing online? He modifies his skin to look like a.
He's in a giant bunny suit and he rides around on a 4-wheeler in Warzone and just kills people with the fucking 4-wheeler and he's laughing maniacally the whole time. It's the fucking greatest shit ever. I love him to pieces. He is oh my, if I ever see him in a game, I'm gonna follow him. I'm just gonna be like, wait for me! Wait for me, I got little legs!
Warzone, right? So Warzone 2.0 shipped with Call of Duty Modern Warfare
a week
2.
after, yeah.
Right, the remaster of the trilogy, yeah.
I played a little bit of the first Warzone, and I played a little bit of the second. I will say Battle Royale, for me, is difficult, and I'll tell you
it's
why.
So wild how it became this fight to the death when that used to be only just like the regular multiplayer and online, and now it's part of the franchise. And
it's fun though, and they're adding different modes. There's a mode that's like Vigor. I don't know if y'all have heard of that, but it's like you have like a radiation zone and it slowly sinks in on you, kind of like Warzone.
That's definitely more recent. I'm more familiar with all the different zombie campaigns, especially in the Black Ops 2 and 3.
There's no more zombies. We're done with zombies. They retired them.
Zombies?
Yeah, we're done with zombies.
Well, that was a Black Ops thing, right? So I know, like, the last Call of Duty game that I played.
I mean, they had it in either Modern Warfare 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But the last Call of Duty game I actually bought was Black Ops Cold War, and I barely played it. To be honest with you, I bought it and I played a little bit of it with with Zach. And then
it was lazy.
I don't know. I just didn't really get into it. I will say I got a lot more into this one, but I did play the zombies, and I thought that was okay. There's no zombies.
I just
in
always
this one.
have fun with those because you can change the difficulty. And
I just hate the Coliseum one. The Coliseum pisses me the fuck off every single fucking time because of fucking fire and the tigers. Okay, why tigers?
Oh, I haven't done it with tigers. I've done it with attack dogs.
So this is in one of the newer ones. It's one of the newer
for their
ones.
own good. Then,
well, so the actors, they're not using them anymore. So it's the same guys every single time. They just have different characters essentially. I think from what I understand, they're not doing zombies anymore. I think that's done for the franchise. They might re-dip into it, but yeah, that's what I've been understanding.
They're just taking a break. It's okay.
They might be. They might be focusing more on, because I know like with Warzone 2.0, they're trying to focus on making different modes and expanding the universe and things like that,
Yeah,
which
they
a lot
added-
of franchises are doing.
They added the DMZ thing, and I tried that out. That's kind of cool.
That's
'cause
what it is. Yeah.
It's a mix of AI and like real players, and you don't know
Mhm.
immediately until you realize that they fucking suck, that they're AI. But
Your AI sucks? God, we got our asses whooped.
the NPCs, you could tell because like regular people are on it. The second they see you, they'll shoot you. But NPCs, nah, they'll sit there and they'll take bullets for a little while.
Damn.
See, I didn't experience that, and I don't know if it was just because we played it right when it came out and it was like on top of it. But
Maybe
when
a
we played
demo or
DMZ,
something.
it was like fucking all over the place. You were getting fucked up from corner to corner. There was nowhere you could hide. But the one that I was talking about was like Vigor. So you get like so much time, you can get loot, and then you have to be exfilled by helicopter. But you have to make it to the
Mm.
helicopter without being killed and without getting looted. And there's different blueprints you can get. It's a lot of fun. So that I think is a really cool mode that they've added to Warzone. They've got the DMZ. They're doing all sorts of different stuff. So I think that's the reason why they haven't really done zombies. I know they have like a zombie-ish mode, but it's not something that they're fully delving into right now.
Warzone seems to be a big focus, and cycling back to something I said earlier. But the problem with Battle Royale for me, I'll tell you what my problem is with Battle Royale. This applies to Warzone, this applies to Apex, this applies to Fortnite. The problem is that it feels like it takes fucking forever to start a match. You wait like 15 fucking minutes and a match finally starts.
Yeah.
And then you start just like looting and kind of checking out the
It's
map.
like they're
and then somebody
deliberately-
snipes you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you got to wait another whole fucking 5 to 15 minutes again to
could
start
never
another
stand
match.
those.
I mean, there's a tactical way to do it, and it's a pain in the ass. I personally don't play them as much anymore, but I watch. I'll be sitting there, as a nerdy couple does. I sit on the couch and read my Kindle, and Alan is popping tops with his buddies, probably getting the cops called on us because he's like, Joe, but it's fine. So when they drop specifically into a specific zone, they get their shit, they get ready. Like there's like a way to play, and you have to like do a couple rounds of that before like popping in. And normally like what we do, especially if I do ever play Warzone with him, which is very seldom because I personally don't really do Battle Royale, is we'll usually try and like get a drink, or that's our pee break, or for our friend that's his smoke break, and he'll go out and smoke a cigarette on his patio, and then you can get into your game. And that's just like that's our break moment from all the fucking chaos that happens in Warzone.
At least with Warzone, you get a second chance, and they'll send you to the gulag, and then it's just a one-on-one, and you don't have to wait for a teammate to revive you. It's all your own skill, right? You just got to beat that one other guy, and that I can do. But I don't know, like Battle Royale to me is just so difficult because everybody else knows the map and I don't. So I'm sitting here just trying to kind of figure this shit out. They're throwing all these equipment and weapons at me that I don't really understand, and I'm just like, man, like I just kind of want to like figure this out, but I'd never get a chance to, and I could never get better because I die right away. I had a lot more luck just throwing myself into like quick play in the multiplayer mode.
Yeah,
and
that's fun though.
Yeah, and just trying out different things. And I hate the game modes that actually require you that like have permadeath or require you to be revived. I'll usually like leave because like I'm just not having fun with them. I like the ones where you just constantly respawn. Hard point or team deathmatch or free for all.
TD is my favorite, bro. I love TD. I could fuck up some TD with that. And I'm in the mood to play that now with Alan. We love doing that shit.
Oh, TDM is great. Yeah.
We'll go ham on that shit. We'll go play with some friends and then just like run around and fuck with each other. Especially my personal favorite was Black Ops 4, and I cannot remember his name right now for the life of me. But he was a really tall black dude with the robot that shocks you. Fucking every time I would fuck everyone up. I miss that shit. I miss like the Black Ops style of play that we had, and I'm really, really hoping that we get to have a new one with something like that, with like advanced kind of like things that could happen in the future. Like love that shit to death.
Yeah, the future warfare is always a lot of fun because they're just having fun with both the premise as well as just like you say, just it is opening up your mind in between all the mindless chaos that you're part of.
Yeah, like a drone that follows you around and then goes out and like literally fucking taser someone, and then you just have to run past them. It's great. I fucking love it. It's a mobile taser that I don't have to use. Fucking perfect.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Exactly. There's some Black Ops comic books I've been meaning to do, and I'm definitely gonna check out for our podcast. Have you been tempted to check those out? You can read them
Honestly,
online all for
no.
free, believe it or
I
not.
haven't,
No, if for me,
On the
I haven't
official
really
site.
done too many comics recently. I've been doing I've been wanting to do there's a challenge that you can do that this guy posted.
Really?
And it's read through the entire canon of Star Wars, and it includes all of the
Oh.
books, all of the movies. Jedi Fallen Order is in it, and it includes the comics.
I started
So it's
replaying
you read
Fallen Order actually recently.
Yeah, you
I'm
read through
excited
the
about
entire
Survivor.
canonical timeline, and you get to play through it and watch it. It's fucking awesome. This guy puts so much thought into it, and it's a
It's on
challenge.
YouTube?
It's a Discord actually. It's a Discord server.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can't-
yeah. I'm so that's another one I'm so
I've
stoked
seen
for is
the
fucking Jedi.
Criterion channel challenges. I haven't kept up with any other challenge, but I blame Ice Bucket. That's where I think it began.
Let me see, what's it called on Discord? This is my brother's streaming
Star
channel.
Wars.
That's not gonna help me.
Classics. Oh geez.
Star Wars Canon Challenge is what it's called.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
Let's change it to the only canon.
Oh, they have an enamel pin now. Oh, I need to get that and pin it on my Kindle case. Yeah, it starts out with Dooku, and then you go all the way up into the latest movie.
Nice.
Badass.
And as content is added, like for The Mandalorian or the Book of Boba Fett, they add in things as it goes, and it's so cool. It's a great community too. I personally love Star Wars a lot. This
Star
laptop
Wars
is currently
canon?
sitting a Star Wars
Sweet.
Canon Challenge.
Nice. Let's
Yeah.
check that out.
Sweet.
Are we at war?
We don't know his name. Money, weapons, intel. He's planning something.
Sergeant McDavish, welcome to the City of Souls. There are few here to uphold the law, and many of those who resist corruption disappear.
Terrorism is good for business. As long as there is a war on terror, there will be no real war on drugs.
We've got bigger problems.
We're not 141 and lost for chaos. We're a team.
I want to know how many they have and where they intend to use them.
Y'all got a clear picture?
All set.
These things take planning and preparation.
These things take violence and timing. I can do both. Go, Johnny! Get out of there!
You're the commander of a foreign terror organization.
I can say the same to you.
But yeah, what do you guys think about some of the changes that have been brought to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? And what really stands out to you versus other Call of Duty games?
This one feels more like COD again. Like the last couple games just really haven't felt like COD. I really did love the World War II one. That was fun for me personally, just because I know a lot about World War II. My grandfather was one of 300 pilots that made it out of D-Day. That was a glider pilot. So, I'm very interested in World War II, and I love that. But I just thought it was it felt more like COD again. It felt more the graphics, the style of play even. Just the last couple games really haven't felt like COD to me personally, and this one felt more like it used to. And I don't know if that's a sense of nostalgia and the fact that we see Ghost and Price and all these characters again, or if it's just because we're playing another COD game. But it's just the other ones really they felt like half games. They don't feel completed. There's so many patches. Bones to Pick that I was talking about. There was what game was it, babe, that I downloaded? Alan, Christopher
Allen.
What was the last game that I played that I dropped into 150 level? It's Call of Duty. Which one? Okay, let me look. No, we downloaded Modern Warfare. Hold on. We looking.
You didn't know.
Call of Duty, no, not Black Ops 4. Vanguard.
Vanguard was the last title, right?
Yeah. So I downloaded Vanguard. For one, I left my Xbox on. This is before, the other Xboxes were really available, and I still haven't upgraded mine, but both, all of my stuff runs perfectly. I'm still running Horizon, Forbidden West on my PlayStation 4. It took 4 days to download. It had 6 updates. When I finally loaded in, which was 3 weeks after the game fucking came out, I dropped into a lobby to try and play, and I was the only level 1. I kept trying to reload. I was at level 150 plus. Every fucking lobby. They did not match any players, because not everybody can get a game right away, and that's something that really pissed me off. Not only that, it was very buggy, it was very laggy, nothing was happening correctly. My gun would fly out of my fucking hand, like out of fucking nowhere. Yeah, it was the worst game I've ever played, besides Anthem. That's always going to be number 1. But it just the past 3 games really haven't felt like COD, and they haven't played correctly, and it's just, I don't know what's been going on, if it was Treyarch or Activision or Infinity Ward or what it was, but it's
to build on this, and I haven't kept up with this because, long story short, I don't have to keep up with this because Activision is like tied with like Sci-Fi Channel and all these other places that's just constantly just like butting in and having like one of their CEOs or execs just really know how to. I think they want to troll their community at this point. Like,
really,
they're either laying off some of the guys who started it off. And
yeah,
I think they want them to be as mindless as they can, which sucks because while it is mindless, it can be organized mindless, like John Wick.
Yeah, I don't want to have to think.
But then they're also, like you say, just taking away shit that people like, and it's like they're looking for that. And it's not uncommon with some vice presidents of programming and everything. Sometimes they get cynical or just be like, well, I don't want to deal with you, so I'm going to take away the shit everybody loves. It's like, no.
A lot of them are on a power trip too. I don't know if y'all have heard about this, but there was a lot of SA allegations with Activision, and there was a lot of issues with that. So I think
doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't, and this does happen quite a bit, unfortunately, in these types of businesses. I think there's always those people, and that these things happen. It's very unfortunate, and of course, I feel so sorry for the people that this happened to. They finally get to work in this franchise, and then things happen to them. Not only that, a lot of these developers are pushing for things to be done too quickly. Look at we talked about this so heavily, Ash, in our Anthem episode, where this game was so rushed that it got fucked up, and it's beyond all recognition. We're FUBAR with that game at this point. I think a lot of those games did get rushed, and people ended up getting burnt out. So they just said, "Here's what you're gonna get. I'm gonna act my fucking wage. This is the game you're getting," and it's sad.
That's kind of common too, with Call of Duty insistent on pushing a release every year. And I know that they've got multiple different studios.
This is it. They're oversaturating it. It's like they want it to fizzle out so they don't have to make them anymore or some shit, because it doesn't make any other sense why they would do that. It's kind of like when they would take a show and put it in the worst possible time slot. It's like, well, then you agreed to it, but someone must have taken it over midway through and said, I don't like this kind of content. We want it to die, so let's just have it die silently.
And video games are not the newest iPhone. You don't need a new one every fucking year. We can wait a year or two.
I still got my iPhone 6.
Yeah, we can continue to play the same game, add some patches, add some fun events.
Seasonal updates. I mean, they're already kind of starting to do that.
Half the time you don't even have to do that update. But then I'm glad you bring that up, because then there's those endless just Microsoft versus Apple. And it's like, guys, either way, Samsung wins. They control all these chips that all these cell phone companies and computers places get.
They do manufacture a lot of the parts, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like they're constantly pushing out releases, and then they've been kind of a thing, and it's like only every few Call of Duty games are actually good. So it's like, why don't you just release one every few years and then just do like seasonal updates? And what's funny
is why I like gaming podcasts like you guys, hence why you invited me on here, because you're actually trying to dissect the gaming thing. Like there's, for instance, I'm glad on your Star Wars point, there's this one podcast called the Sarlacc Pit, where basically they want to detoxify the Star Wars fan base. That
nice.
And like they address every single thing, and then at the end it's, and here's why this is bullshit. There's not gonna be a special edition of that because that's fucking stupid. What you get is what you get. Yeah.
By the way, apparently Modern Warfare 2 was intended to be the first mainline title to deviate from the annual release cycle. But the more that they started to develop, you know, the DLC that they wanted to do for this game, eventually they just decided to just do a whole new game. So they didn't.
I kind of like that. And I'm hoping that they continue with that, because it's like, you know, if you do like Fortnite, for example, Fortnite has been out for so long, but they do these seasons, they add in these characters, and the game still continues to live. You can do that. You can add in fun events, add in, you know, different skins, add in a different, you know, type of thing that you can do, and people will continue to play. We're not asking for a new fucking game every year. We're just asking for good content. Well, I mean, hell, we waited fucking... How long did we wait for the second Horizon game? We waited 5 years for that. It's incredible.
Something like that, yeah.
We waited fucking 6 years for the second The Last of Us game. It's incredible. We're getting a remaster this year. We're not asking for all of this shit. You're just giving it to us in the expectation that we're going to want it every single year. And we don't. Gamers can wait. We're patient. We'll continue to replay that fucking game until that fucking graphics card is broken. You know?
Maybe whoever is part of it must have a shithead, I don't know, nephew who demands it.
Yeah, and you know, eventually these developers do get very big, and you know, a lot of these people become just, you know, rich, and they don't think about the little guy, you know. And I think that's
how much money they can make.
Yeah, it's all about the money and the revenue.
I don't think they ever had it out for the little guy either, because it seems like they keep getting pricier.
Yeah,
that's why I kind of had to get out of gaming. It was just one of those, I'm not making time for it, you know, nothing personal.
Yeah,
it's just I'm more into TV and movies, so that's where I put more music. You can stream it all, so I'm not going to get all these vinyls, but I know others, that is their cream of the crop. They must have that.
Maybe we should guest you on Collateral Cinema.
Anytime. I appreciate that one as well. But
yeah, I'll
either way, but it is also, like you say, Megan, it is funny how everyone wants this, and then it does make you wonder, but who asked besides no one ever? So then it's like,
this is not the newest iPhone coming out every year. And like, do I appreciate Apple for that? Yes. Do I need it? No. And I do, you know, like the developments that they make all the time.
And
but
nobody
something need to go away? No,
almost nobody buys a new phone every year. The reason Apple puts new phones out every year is not because they actually expect you to replace your phone once a year. It's because somebody that year is looking for a new phone.
They want to have their sales team have some material to work with.
Yeah, so somebody is looking for a new phone and will buy the latest one.
Let me interest you in this, even though it's not in your budget.
As somebody that used to work for Apple, I will tell you, their strategy is not...
you did?
They don't want you to buy the new thing every single year. No, they just want to make sure that there's a new product that year that you will...
That's fair.
That somebody is in the market for.
Somebody could be looking for. I can see that. I can respect that.
So you worked for Apple. My uncle works for them, and let me ask you this. And I think this is what a lot of the companies are doing. Hence why we mentioned earlier how some of the same people on Medal of Honor are on Call of Duty. Did you notice how on Apple a lot of them were trying to steal employees from AT&T over?
I didn't notice that. So I worked on the Apple
my uncle
support
worked
side.
in AT&T IT side, and then he ended up working on the Apple IT side.
Okay, so
that was part of their fishing.
I worked as part of tech support. I was a senior advisor, but I did it through a vendor. So my employer wasn't actually Apple; it was somebody else. So I actually got paid
Megan's
less.
disappointed. She's like, you were hyping yourself up to be the number one.
No, I knew about it. Yeah, for sure. Anytime I have a problem with my Apple products, I'm like, if I can't figure this out, I need Ash stat. Like, Ash, please help. SOS.
I did make my way up to a Max senior advisor, so I knew my shit. I just,
You still know your shit. Who you kidding? Don't even try that shit with me.
I would rather have you tell me what I need rather than buy a booklet, which won't tell me what the hell to do.
People would ask for recommendations, and I give them. I'd let people say, "Hey, I am in the market for a new iPhone. What do you suggest?"
There's this Micro Center or other independent, place you can repair your machine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there were the Apple authorized service providers, and sometimes that was closer to them than an actual Apple store. So
especially out in the sticks.
This damn machine broke last year. I sent it to a tech place that has all these former Microsoft and Apple people. It was worth the $3,000 because, long story short, had I sent it to said Apple store, I know they would have given me $1,000. Oh, and by the way, we can't recover anything. And like, well,
that's why you do your backups, man. Always do your backups. That's something I learned very quick from Ash.
Backups, regardless of whether they're working right now or not, I just try to just make sure. Like, it was one of those. As long as I have the podcast files, that's all that mattered. I didn't need all that other shit.
Yeah, well, see, Apple doesn't do a data recovery. They have
they don't want to bother with it anymore. It sucks.
Well, no, they protect.
Yeah, they protect it, and they tell you how to protect your data, how to make backups. But Apple doesn't do the business. That's not part of their support. Is doing data recovery. And there's a reason for that. It's just not part of their business model. There are third-party services who do data recovery. Apple doesn't.
Yeah.
Apple will do their very best to not lose your data whenever, but they do tell you when you send your device in that there is a possibility backup.
Yeah.
Well, this one,
Apple is also very,
very. They flat out refuse. So.
Yeah.
Apple is also very, very supportive of personal protection and privacy. That is their number one thing. They're like, you protect your shit. They cannot log into your account.
I mean, I would feel bad too if I was stealing people's data for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're very much Don't
get me wrong, everyone's doing it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is there any tech company that hasn't stolen people's data?
I don't think Apple has.
I'd be amiss.
Apple doesn't. No, they get feedback.
Yeah, because I can tell you, like internally, like we didn't have access to people's data. I couldn't locate somebody's phone. I couldn't see somebody's photos. I couldn't see somebody's password. These were things that were protected. I could.
But they can still suggest trends based off this person bought this.
I could see that when you changed your password, right? I could see how many photos you had.
Sell the old password.
Or I could see that I didn't have the old password, but I could see the date that you changed it.
There's a timestamp. Yeah.
I could see what devices you were logged into, but I couldn't see where they were. Right, and I couldn't find your password for you or reset your password for you, and then that was a big thing, is that they didn't want anybody to just be able to call in and get that information, so they don't even give it to their employees. But we're going off on a tangent here,
a little bit.
Good.
Unlike
the next plot of the next Call of Duty, computer hacking server.
Yeah, they do hacking already. Yeah.
Unlike Apple, Call of Duty, I think, does want you to buy the new game every year. And the thing is that they know people will do it, and that's why they keep doing it. They know that there is a dedicated fan base that are going to play multiplayer on
fantasy
the newest
football.
COD.
They know people who do it who don't even strongly believe in it, but do it out of habit, so therefore free money, practically.
Yeah. So
it's the same thing with Disney. They spend literally $10 on every ad. Like, they don't have to advertise it all that much until the day of.
Yeah.
They hype people up, and some of the time you can kind of get a sense that people are sent to send this information to all those clickbait websites.
Yeah.
It's just like, where are you getting this, and why do you keep saying this? That doesn't make it true, but well, I mean, it works for Fox News. It's just keep repeating the same thing.
True that.
Now I would be amazed.
The ozone layer is turning the frogs gay.
There you go. I would be amazed if they did that with a Call of Duty game. They just had some random
some conspiracy theorists in the fucking background, like the fucking air trails.
And then they have cigarette smoking man voice the main conspirator. I don't know. from X-Men. Or
I don't know.
Did I just say X-Men? X-Files.
Can they have an Alex Jones character that I can actually like?
That
come
would be
come-
fucking
Come
phenomenal.
into his home and
Absolutely.
assassinate him, like.
And just with all the actors they've had play presidents and Joint Chiefs on there, yeah, go for it. Yeah, just
Dude's
have
balled
fun.
up in his fucking home, just hiding out, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we have to assassinate you. You've said some really bad shit. You've done some really bad shit."
We're the Kill
frogs are gay.
Squad. It's nothing personal. We get rid of shitty people. Join the club.
Alrighty, well, I guess we're kind of hitting that point now where we'll get into our final thoughts. Starting with you, Cam. Modern Warfare 2. What do you think?
Definitely a highlight of the franchise before it became very oversaturated. I definitely admire the multiplayer as the games go along, especially in Part 3, let alone in some of the Black Ops games. I know Black Ops is where the fan base started dividing, and then by Ghosts, it was, too little too late. But Warfare, you can have fun with just the weapon selection and just the scenarios and difficulty, the talent. I mean, Part 3, for God's sakes, they had Timothy Olyphant and Idris Elba as some guys you were having to help pull down a bomb that they couldn't leave.
Oh, shit.
Just all the
Nice.
interactive cinematics, like that's kind of just the root of this franchise, because like definitely a highlight compared to the World War II earlier ones, which were really just, again, raining off the success of similar war franchise games.
Fucking A. All right, and what do you think, Megan? Final thoughts?
Sorry, my mom texted me.
Why are you playing Call of Duty without me?
No, my mom doesn't even know how like her own iPhone works. Anyways,
I'm sorry.
So as
Join
far
the
as
club.
like I almost said Advanced Warfare. This Modern Warfare 2.
That would be advancing the Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, this one
Just declare
I
what the
really
titles.
personally enjoyed it. I felt like we got to dive back into what COD really feels like, what COD really plays like, the things that we genuinely wanted and we've been asking for 3 to 5 years now. The last one that I played that felt really like a COD game was Black Ops 4, and I know a lot of that has to do with whenever all 3 studios do decide to all go in on a game. They do that sometimes every couple of years. It's
They
in a
reuse
rotation.
the
It's-
character models and
well, not only
backgrounds.
character models, they go studio, and then they start over after they do an all game altogether. And I do believe they all converged on this one at some point, or they had a lot of the developers, bouncing from studio to studio. So I felt like this one was a good release out of 2022, and it was a really, really good one. It felt like COD again. It plays like COD again. It's a lot of fucking fun. I feel like, that COD does have a toxic community, but it didn't really feel so in this game. I feel like I can just, go out and have fucking fun, and I can play a video game with my husband, and no one's going to ask me for a fucking sandwich all the fucking time. Like, I love that shit.
And plus, you guys muted it.
Yeah, Ash mutes that shit. He's like, fucking run that shit, bro.
Yeah, no, I can't deal with it. As somebody who is not that far into the Call of Duty franchise, I mean, I played a few of the games here and there. Actually, really, I haven't not really that much into first-person shooters or multiplayer games. I really enjoyed this.
Fine.
And I gotta say, I enjoyed it more than most of the other COD games I played.
I think because it's better animated with the first person perspective versus other ones where you go, I literally can't see anything and it feels too staticky, and
Yeah.
claustrophobic.
Yeah, and especially like on the PS5, I mean, this game runs smooth. It is really, really, really good. And I noticed, being able to get some of those quick trick shots was better. And yeah, I gotta say, like, the campaign was a lot of fun. For the like just quick multiplayer matches are a lot of fun. Like, I can turn this on and just kind of zone out and have a good time.
Yeah. It's not a game that you have to think of like Zelda. It's something that you can just
That's a
go
good
mindless.
contrast. Oh no, but now you got to say it like the failed Zelda computer game. Join me, Link, and I will become more powerful than you are.
It's dangerous to go
You'll
take
become
this.
the greatest in Korodai, or else you will die.
That's why I have that as my podcast. You will die.
We did the Zelda CDI games, actually.
Did you really?
Early on in Season 1, yep.
When you've done scrubbing all the floors in Hyrule, then we can talk
Talk about mercy.
My boy.
My boy.
My boy.
That's what gets everybody.
My boy, I always just think of fucking Cedric Diggory from Harry Potter. My boy!
Does he really? Oh my
They're
god.
just playing the fucking fanfare in the background.
Oh my god. So let me ask you this. I can't remember. Do you guys say, do you have any siblings or anything?
I do.
No.
Okay. Anytime. Okay. The next time any of them offers to make dinner, just go up to him and just go, dinner. my brother would do that, and next thing you know, we could not stop, and then everyone's gathering around saying, "What are you guys saying?" Well, I'm like, "You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it."
No.
YouTube poops.
I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok. Lamb boil.
So
rope.
Are you saying
bombs?
We need to? So maybe we should do an animation style like that in the form of Call of Duty.
Yes, I'm down for it.
Now, do you guys ever listen to Who Would Win?
No.
Okay, look up. What was it? Captain Ghost versus, I think it was Sergeant Rock or something. But yeah, that one is awesome.
Alrighty, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so or actually no, not Ghost. Soap McTavish. That's who it was. Yeah, so
Soap, okay.
Is he our undisputed hero of this entire legacy?
I like the missions of Soap. I thought they were fun. Yeah, Soap is kind of fun.
It seems like people love it. I think he's voiced by Nolan North.
Is that Nolan North? Okay, I didn't know that.
Who does Nolan North voice in Call of Duty? No, Sergeant Randall. My bad. But
no, Soap is played by
But he played Edward Rocktoff in Call of Duty Zombies. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, Cam, where can our listeners find the Jacked Up Review Show podcast?
We're JURS podcast is on Twitter, Anchor, Podbean, Instagram, and again, just hit us up. Let us know how we're doing. Call us bastards, whatever. Just have fun, but don't get hurt. Don't hurt other people.
And you can find Collateral Gaming wherever you get your podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube. If there is somewhere we're not, let us know so we can be there. Also, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Connect with us on the social medias. And stick around for our Ace Attorney Trilogy episode this month. Ace Attorney, yeah. We did kind of a collab with Collateral Cinema, our movie podcast, sister podcast, that where we did the Takashi Miike's Ace Attorney movie. So now we are getting into the Ace Attorney trilogy proper, and I'm so excited because this series is very close to my heart. And we should have that out very soon. Ended up cutting out the game that we were going to do this month. I know that we haven't released a lot of content the last couple months. We've kind of had to slow down a bit because it's just been difficult to schedule things. But we are coming back with a bang. These last couple months, we are gonna have to be on time here because let's see, we've got Ace Attorney this month. Next month is April, which is our bad game month and our 420 special. And then May, we have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So there is no putting off anything else for us. We got to get those things out these last 3 months. Also this month, we are going to be doing Resident Evil 4 Remake as a game launch review. So we'll be doing a spoiler-free review of that with Mr. Dan from Victims and Villains.
Oh, Dan, he's so precious. I could just pinch his little cheeks.
So, yes, Dan Rockwood will be joining us once again this season for that. And maybe we might have another bonus round out this month because I kind of want to catch up and do a little bit more content to kind of make up for it. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, next month is our bad game review month. So we are doing E.T., the Extraterrestrial, and Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. And then our 420 special which is not a bad game. It's just a 420 game. It's going to be Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And then, like I said, Tears of the Kingdom, our season finale. Part 1 will be our game launch spoiler-free review. Part 2 is where we'll be going into full spoiler territory. So hopefully by the end of May, maybe into June, we'll have that part 2 out. And then we'll take a break until September.
Yep.
Wow.
So we are in the final stretch of the podcast season. Season 5. Mixing it up now. Of Collateral Gaming is coming to a close. Starting to plan out the next seasons here in a little bit soon. And it's been a great time.
We like to party, man.
Yeah.
But how do you organize this? That's the
Ash is type A. That's how he is. Yeah, he plans out the entire. Like, I literally just sit there and I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds good. Like, I'm cool with that. And Ash is like, what about this? What about this? I'm like, you just run that shit, bro, and I will agree to it. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be invited. Okay, we're cool.
We're cool.
Yeah, cool. I mean, once a season, we kind of just get together and we all pick a few games. A couple games each, and we throw them in, and then I kind of just figure out from there, hey, what's going to be our horror game in October? What's going to be our bad games in April?
Yes. We got to plan this shit.
Yeah. What are we going to do for, like the Christmas episode, shit like that. But, we've been doing this now for, I guess, 4 years consecutively with Collateral Gaming, Collateral Cinema, a little bit longer than that. We also just hit over 10,000 downloads.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that happened. So, fucking
A. Pretty cool, whatever.
Between Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming, over 20,000 downloads cumulatively. It is
gaming, baby.
Yeah, good shit. I'm really thankful for all the support from our fans, listeners, other podcasters. And Cam, thank you for being on, man. This was a blast.
Thank you, my dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime. And keep gaming. Keep those thumbs detailed.
Hell yeah, bro. Well,
Try not to break one.
You are welcome on anytime. Definitely be in touch.
Likewise.
Next season. And maybe we
I jotted down
guest on your show.
Anytime.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
I promise we will make that actually happen. So
Fuck
other than that, do you actually feel like Soap might be president in one of the Call of Duty games if they take it back a notch?
I fucking hope so. That would be great.
Love
Save the soap.
Here for it.
Don't drop the soap.
Alrighty, well, that being said, I've been Ashley Chancellor.
I've been Megan Gomez.
I'm Cam, and I'm a dipshit.
Thank you once again for being on. Go check out the Jacked Up Review Show podcasts, and have fun, everybody.
Collateral Gaming is a Collateral Media Podcast. All music and game clips are owned by their respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.